Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you all and start the session of consular and diplomatic representatives in the 7th BRICS Conference 2023 of the BRICS from the University of São Paulo. My name is Bruce Scheidel, and I'll be the moderator of the illustrious panel. First of all, I would like to thank our sponsors, Ibrachina and Miguel Neto Advogados, and the support of our partners, LIDE China, Forum for Global Studies in India, and South African BRICS Youth Association, SABYA, and all the logistical and technical support of Ibrachina for sure. For this panel, it is an honor to welcome here today our representative Consul General of China in São Paulo, and Mr. Alexander Ryabkov, Third Secretary of the Embassy of the Russian Federation in Brasilia. Thank you all for accepting our invitation. This is to this very special session and for sharing our country's views, achievements, challenges within the BRICS agenda this and next year. Now to the opening, I would like to invite Mr. Alexander Ryabkov, representative of the Embassy of the Russian Federation in Brasilia, for your statement. Mr. Ryabkov, please welcome. And the floor.
Good morning, Mr. Bruce, dear fellow BRICS representatives. First of all, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Last August, BRICS answered the call for greater inclusiveness and a more balanced global order. Over 20 countries had applied officially to join the group. In this respect, Russia is excited and honored to chair for the first time the expanded BRICS 11. The motto of our chairmanship next year will be strengthening multilateralism for justice in global development and security. We intend to hold about 200 events on political, economic, and social matters in over 10 Russian cities. We expect to hold the MFA meeting in Nizhny Novgorod in June and the BRICS Summit in Kazan in October 2024. A more specific calendar will be published later within a month or so, as we expect. And the exact dates are still to be agreed upon with our colleagues through diplomatic channels. The events in the BRICS Plus and outreach formats, which have proven their worth, will also take place there. And during its chairmanship, Russia is committed to doing everything it takes to contribute effectively to the implementations of the decisions adopted at the previous summits, including those related to adding new participants to this grouping. So the immediate goal and both the goal and the challenge for us as the incoming chair is to ensure seamless incorporation of all new member states into the existing mechanisms of dialogue without prejudice to efficiency. There's a lot of ground to cover. We're talking about 15 years of intense activities. The BRICS branched out quickly, taking up a huge number of topics and tracks of cooperation. There are some other important matters to be resolved at the summit as well, such as the order of chairmanship as we are entering the fourth BRICS cycle, so to speak, and possibly nominating new members or BRICS partner states. Of course, we will attach primary importance to expanding cooperation with the Global South, including, but not limited to, foreign policy coordination in major multilateral fora and organizations, fighting terrorism and the spread of terrorist ideology, countering money laundering and recovering criminal assets, addressing challenges in the digital realm, promoting digital transformation and economy, strengthening the voice of BRICS in international monetary and financial institutions, developing interbank cooperation, championing de-dollarization and transition to local currencies and mutual transactions, and that was an important point made by Brazil as well, and establishing guardrails against attempts to weaponize the international financial system. Other important matters include implementing the strategy for BRICS Economic Partnership 2021-2025, and possibly going about the new one that would take into account the expanded BRICS. We will also work on diversifying supply chains, and it is no secret that the energy sector has always been our top priority. So the BRICS Energy Research Platform, for example, launched at Russia's initiative, has proved its usefulness, and we hope to continue our collaboration on this track. Also, we will work to strengthen transportation and connectivity. During the summit in Johannesburg, President Vladimir Putin proposed to establish a permanent BRICS Transport Commission. We will focus our efforts on public health care. Previously, we championed the establishment of the BRICS Virtual Vaccine Research and Development Center, and in 2024, we are committed to setting up a joint working group on nuclear medicine. We will also work to build stronger partnerships in science and innovations, education, and people-to-people ties as a whole. One of such noteworthy events is the BRICS Games, scheduled for June 2024 in the city of Kazan. And on a side note, we will also host the World Youth Festival in Sochi in March 2024, and the first ever international digital tournament, Games of the Future, in February and March 2024, also in Kazan. While formally these two events are not held under the BRICS umbrella, BRICS countries nevertheless are our top priority. We also fully support the proposal to hold a dedicated ministerial meeting on women, given the need to empower women in politics, economics, and social affairs in all countries. And of course, we will continue the work. We will contribute to the work of the BRICS Business Council, BRICS Women Business Alliance, and BRICS Network University. There will be, of course, new initiatives put forward by new BRICS member states, and they will require our full attention and coordination. I take this opportunity to thank and congratulate the South African chairmanship on the successful 2023 chairmanship. We will continue to build on their success next year. And I would also like to thank VII BRICS for the opportunity to reach out to the Brazilian public and diplomatic corps and to deliver the speech. Vou ficar por aqui. Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado, Sr. Yarkov. Thank you so much for your speech, especially for the upcoming Russian presidency in the BRICS next year. So we're looking forward to it. And well, now I'll pass the floor to invite an honorable guest who just started his mandate as the chief of the Consulate General of China in São Paulo, Mr. Yu Peng. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. It is an honor to have you here today. On behalf of Professor Paulo Casella, very welcome to São Paulo and to our event. Now you can deliver a speech. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My dear colleagues from the Bosnian Embassy in Brazil, my colleagues from the Consulate General of South Africa in São Paulo, and dear hosts and all the friends, good morning. It's a great pleasure to attend today's panel as the newly accredited the Chinese Consul General in São Paulo to exchange views on BRICS future development in a multipolar world. Well, we know that BRICS started as a financial investment concept. And nowadays, many people treat it as a geopolitical notion. But here, I still prefer to understand BRICS operation from the perspective of economic development and the democratization of international relations. As an important cooperation mechanism among emerging market countries, the BRICS partners have always adhered to the spirit of openness, inclusiveness, and win-win cooperation over the last 17 years, becoming an ever-growing important force in the international arena. Statistics from the British Institute of Economic Research show that in 2022, the share of the BRICS in the total world economy in terms of purchasing power parity has exceeded that of the G7, reflecting the development achievements and fruits of cooperation among the BRICS countries. So far, the BRICS mechanism has carried out practical cooperation in various fields such as food security, economic and trade, finance and economics, science and technology, agriculture, education, health, etc., making important contributions to safeguarding the multilateral trading system, promoting global economic recovery, and solving global development problems. In particular, the new development bank, an important milestone in BRICS cooperation, has approved nearly 100 projects and provided $35 billion in loans in the past few years since its establishment. And we know that there are still 76 more projects in discussion, totaling $18.2 billion. In addition, under the framework of the BRICS banking cooperation mechanism, the deepening of multi-dimensional practical cooperation around local currency credit, trade and investment facilitation, financial technology, and green innovation will surely continue to provide strong support for member countries' infrastructure, construction, and sustainable development. As my colleague from the Russian embassy just mentioned, we are also discussing the de-dollarization of the process. I think that's also very important to developing countries. And the last August, just a few months ago, the leaders of the 5 BRICS countries held a meeting in South Africa. Well, where I was posted, I stayed in for around 4 years, about 10 years ago. We call it the Rainbow Country. And the leaders have discussed cooperation and seek ways for development and reached a broad consensus on deepening partnership, promoting mutual growth, realizing sustainable development, and strengthening inclusive multilateralism. The leaders unanimously agreed to invite the new members, the 5 new members, to formally join the BRICS family. It's also realizing the historical expansion of BRICS. After the expansion, the proportion of BRICS countries in the world's total land area has risen from 26% to 32%. The population from 42% to 47%. The total economic output from 26% to 29%. Total trade of goods in currency trade from 18% to 21%, which gives BRICS even more weight and will surely inject a new impetus into the mechanism BRICS cooperation and infuse more BRICS strength into the global economy. Well, we know that nowadays, the world has entered a new period of turbulence and change and experiencing great divergence, adjustment, and restructuring, with economic recovery stumbling, security challenging, increasing, and the clash of civilization re-emerging. In the face of new challenges, BRICS countries should continue to uphold the BRICS spirit of openness, inclusiveness, and win-win cooperation. Proud BRICS plus cooperation, safeguard international fairness and justice, deepen practical cooperation in various fields, and realize high-quality, sustainable development. I think we can the following aspects. Firstly, we should adhere to openness and inclusiveness and build a win-win development pattern. The current sluggish global economic recovery and the rise of unilateralism and protectionism have made the north-south gap, development fault line, and the technological divide more prominent. We believe that we should adhere to the current direction of economic globalization, support and strengthen the multilateral trading system with the WTO at its core, oppose decoupling and chain breaking, and small yachts and high walls, and focus on practical cooperation, especially in the areas of trade and investment, supply and logistics, digital economy, green development, food security, and such areas, and jointly cultivate new momentum for development. Together with the BRICS partners, China will be a fellow traveler for mutual benefit and win-win development and revitalization, create more opportunities for the world, and persistently promote the building of a human community of shared future. Secondly, we should maintain peace and stability and build a just and reasonable international order. Now the world is in a state of alternating turbulence and change, with intensifying geopolitical conflicts probably affecting economic development and bringing uncertainty and instability. We believe that it is necessary to promote a common, comprehensive, cooperative, and sustainable concept of security, promote the construction of a balanced, effective, sustainable security architecture, call for respect for the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and legitimate security concerns of all countries, insist on resolving differences and disputes among countries by peaceful means through dialogue and consultation, build a mankind community of common security, and create a mutually beneficial, tolerant, and secure international environment so as to realize common development and security and promote global peace and prosperity. Thirdly, we should strengthen exchange and mutual understanding to build a rich and varied human civilization. The deficit of trust in the international community has led to deepening differences and fissures between countries, and has even led to violent conflicts. We believe that the key to achieve peaceful and harmonious coexistence among civilizations is to insist that there's no superiority or inferiority of civilizations, and to respect the paths of development chosen by each and every country according to their own conditions, rather than imposing one's values and models on others. We advocate the promotion of the common values of human beings, the blossoming of 100 civilizations, that's what the Chinese people call that, the promotion of mutual understanding and affinity among peoples, and the consolidation of popular foundation of universal security and common development through the concepts of civilization based on equality, mutual appreciation, dialogue, and inclusiveness. And recently, many countries expressed their willingness to open the door of the BRICS and participate in the BRICS mechanism, fully demonstrating the continued vitality of the BRICS cooperation mechanism. Since its inception, the BRICS mechanism has been committed to seeking a more inclusive and sustainable way for mankind to advance together. We believe that no matter how much resistance there is, the BRICS, a positive, stable, and good-looking force, will flourish and move forward with courage. Well, now we're in Brazil and talking about the BRICS. We know that China and Brazil are comprehensive strategic partners, share a common development responsibility and historical mission in the face of the chaotic international situation. Our two countries have maintained strategic communication and close cooperation under BRICS and other multilateral frameworks, contributing positive energy to addressing global challenges and increasingly becoming a model of South-South cooperation. As an ex-officio member of the Global South, China is ready to work with Brazil and other BRICS countries, as well as with developing countries in general, to explore the potential for cooperation, deepen cooperative relations, and promote changes in the global governance system so as to provide new opportunities for world development and inject new impetus into the peace and the development of mankind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yupon, for your very clear and detailed statement on the China's priorities and views within the BRICS agenda. And again, thank you for accepting our invitation, and we wish you all the best leading the Consulate General in São Paulo. You can count on us. Now for the closing speech of our panel, the presidency holder of the BRICS in 2023, I would like to also thank you so much for your time, for joining us, and it's an honor for us to have you here. Mrs. Tiniko Kumalo, Consul General of South Africa in São Paulo, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you for organizing this event. I must just apologize. I'm not in the state of São Paulo. I'm in Rio Grande do Sul for the festivities. So you'll pardon me for some noise. I'm in a hotel room. But thank you very much, and good morning to my fellow Consul Generals, and welcome to our Consul General of China, and good morning, Ambassador of Russia. And all the guests. I suppose my fellow South African SABYA is also watching the event. I would like to greet them in South Africa. But good morning, and the other guests that are here with us. And I would like to thank the University of São Paulo for organizing this conference. Every year we know that we have this session. Just for us, it helps us to reflect on the progress that we are making as BRICS countries. And I'm sure all of us have observed that the BRICS membership has evolved into a powerful and influential force on the global stage. As members of this group, South Africa is deeply committed to the principles of cooperation and shared growth. The commitment of member states to increasing trade and investment amongst its members have led to the creation of the new development bank. And I think it's a structure that we should use it as the member states to support infrastructure development that has already led several rail logistic infrastructure projects, improvement of national road segments, and renewable energy projects in my country. So we're very grateful about this development bank. And I think all of us, we should capitalize on this bank and use it for the projects that we think is going to assist us in improving our economies. Through BRICS, we can explore opportunities to improve the stability, dependability, and fairness of the global financial architecture. As you are all aware that during our chairship, new member states were accepted to join the forum, and we believe that the expansion to include other nations with similar values is not only a step in the right direction, but also an imperative for the African Continental Free Trade Area and the Global South's future prosperity. Mutual beneficial opportunities exist for BRICS to participate in the free trade area, our African Continental Free Trade Area, gaining access to huge integrated emerging African market. The expansion will also have a positive impact on youth and women development, And I suppose this is an area that all of us are talking about, the emancipation of youth and women. And we think that this expansion will also help us to elevate, to resolve some of those problems that we have, and to create economic equity in several ways, which amongst others include provision of platform for voices in the South, expansion of BRICS to include more nations from the South and more countries from Africa provides a platform for diverse voices and perspectives to be heard and considered on the global stage. It also ensures that the priorities and interests of the South are represented in the international discussions and decisions leading to more equitable and global governance. Regarding the development of youth, we all know that the African continent is the youngest continent in terms of demographics, with a growing youth population. Therefore, empowering our youth is not only a moral obligation, but also a strategic imperative. The expansion of BRICS will provide opportunities for knowledge sharing, skills development, and educational exchange. With regard to collaboration on education, we believe that the sharing of knowledge between member states will contribute to the educational outcomes, especially for girls and young people from marginalized backgrounds. This will be done through joint research, teachers exchange, and scholarships, not only in economics, but in sports and culture. BRICS nation will create a better future for women and youth through improved access to quality education. BRICS countries have already recognized that investing human capital is important for achieving the sustainable development goals. This will enable member states to promote cross-cultural learning. Some of the platforms, and I'm sure all of us are aware that some of the platforms that have been created to ensure that youth are part of difference in decision-making include the BRICS Youth Summit, the BRICS Young Scientists Forum, BRICS Civil Forum, BRICS Youth Parliamentarians, forums, BRICS Youth Energy Forum, and the BRICS Game, and the recently established BRICS Youth Council. In our country, we also have SABYA, and this is the organization that has pushed for some of the forums that have been created. For example, the last one that was approved in the last BRICS, the BRICS Youth Council, it was the work of SABYA that actually, I think, pushed our country to commit to this council. So there's much work that as BRIC member states, I think we are doing to try and improve the life of our youth and women. More membership can also channel for entrepreneurship, innovation, and technology transfer that directly benefit the youth. So this expansion, I suppose, we need it because as countries, we've got different capabilities, and it can benefit all of us. The more we are, the more we can improve situations for our countries. With regard to ensuring economic equity, despite Africa's vast resources, it faces significant economic disparities. Increased investment in the African infrastructure, trade, and development can be assisted by the expansion of more members and foster economic growth, reduce poverty, and bridge the wealth gap within the continent. A more robust and diverse BRICS partnership can provide vital support for African countries working to achieve economic freedom. And with regard to collaboration on technological advancements, member states also believe that access to technological advancements and innovation is crucial for the development of any region, and the expansion can facilitate technology transfers, research collaborations, and knowledge sharing that will help members leapfrog into areas such as renewable energy. I'm sure all of us are struggling with our commitment to the climate change commitments. So these collaborations and expansion, I think it will also assist us to deal with those issues. Healthcare and telecommunication promoting economic growth and development. And with regard to sustainable development of sustainable environment, Africa faces pressing challenges in terms of environmental sustainability. BRICS, with its experience and resources, can assist our African nation in tackling the issues through cooperative efforts. We can work towards sustainable practices. And I've touched on the issue of inclusivity. We think it is of utmost importance that the expansion of BRICS is inclusive, especially for its new members. Through this, we will show our commitment to every member to participate and benefit from the membership. Furthermore, the strategy for the BRICS Economic Partnership for South Africa is to diversify its economy, to be able to trade in more goods and to increase access to each other's market. This will assist in improving competitiveness, creating linkages for growth, expand opportunities for our women and youth, and promote tourism. Our ambassador at large for Asia and BRICS and South Africa's BRICS Sherpa, our Professor Anil Suklal, recently said, and I quote, "Some of the global narratives about BRICS constantly aim to highlight our differences as something negative. The uniqueness of BRICS is precisely the diversity and richness which held us together as a powerful global force. It brings us together to work together in a cooperation, not only for our own benefit, but for the global community." And I close quote. There is, however, a need to develop an all-inclusive strategy for the development. This strategy should include economic, political, social, and environmental dimension to include each country's citizen and contribute to global prosperity. Politically, countries as member states reform international institutions like United Nations, the World Trade Organization. Such reforms could better reflect the current global distribution of power and promote multilateralism, transparency, and inclusivity. This approach will contribute to a more just and balanced world. Challenges of poverty, inequality, and education. Social economic growth translate into improved living standards of all citizens. And also our president, Mr. Ramaphosa, said during the last summit, BRICS has embarked on a new chapter in its effort to build a world that is fair, a world that is just, and a world that is also inclusive and prosperous. In my conclusion, it therefore remains important to remember that only together through our partnership, shared challenges, and shared aspirations, we can reach. Muito obrigada.
Obrigado. Thank you so much. This is Tinico Kumalo, Consul General of South Africa in São Paulo. Thank you so much for your remarkable speech. Congratulations for this Republic of South Africa for the presidency that is ending this year, and wish the Russian Federation all the best in the next presidency. As you said, Mrs. Consul General, the diversity is exactly the diversity what makes us stronger. And next year on, we're going to be even more diverse. So we get even stronger. That's the reason we are delivering some conferences like this to share our views in this changing period of world politics. It's here to it's good to hear about the willing to cooperate more within the BRICS grouping in several areas, and to foster cooperation between government, civil society, and academia. You all mentioned institutions that work closely with others in the BRICS agenda, not only in the government, but also in the civil society. In the case of SABYA, in case of FGS in India, and BRICS Youth Energy Agency in Russia, all are strong partners, and also here LIDE China, Instituto Ibra China as well. So that's to show how we strategically articulated in the academic civil society as well, and also in our governments. And well, I think it's we have a great content here. I hope we will be able to cooperate more and more. Thank you so much for your distinguished presences from each of you. Our colleague from India wasn't able to be with us, but they are since the beginning in 2017, every year participating with us. We have a strong partnership as well. And again, thank you for your time. On behalf of Professor Paulo Casella, thank you again. We're looking forward to seeing you all soon enough. And please allow me to close this session, and would like again to thank Ibra China team for all this technical support as well here for this meeting, and all partners and the BRICS team who worked hard to make this happen. Thank you so much. This session is closed.
Thank you and ciao.
Thank you. Ciao.